Hello and welcome to solving the midpoint of two graphical locations with the aid of Google Earth. We will learn how to calculate the midpoint of two random locations on Earth, then use the midpoint formula to solve for the midpoint of these two graphical locations. The result will be an amazing photo found on Google Earth. The interesting photo you find is your reward for calculating the midpoint of these two coordinates. First, we need the midpoint formula, which is x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. For example, find the midpoint of the following. These are two graphical locations, somewhere randomly on Earth. But when you calculate the midpoint of these two given locations, an amazing photo will be shown to you on Google Earth. So let's get started on our first quest to find that amazing photo on Google Earth. We need x1 and y1, x2 and y2 coordinates, and we have them listed below. So we know the x1, y1, x2, y2 values. Plugging these into the midpoint formula yields the following result. Now, we open up Google Earth and type in the location of our midpoint in the top left-hand corner of Google Earth. Note that Google Earth wants you to type in the y-coordinate first, or the north and south location, and the x-coordinate second, or the west and east location. Typing our midpoint in and pressing enter, Google Earth then transports us to the location desired. We now see a large pool or pond made into this form of an airplane. This is a huge pond because we can see to the right of the photo a little white speck. These are actually white cars. What an amazing photo. So, as review, we took two random locations in Earth, calculated the midpoint, and then found this location. Let's look at another example. Find the midpoint of the following two graphical locations located on Earth. Using the midpoint formula just like we did in the first example to find the midpoint, pay close attention to the signs of your numbers. Always include the negative in your numbers. Don't ever drop the negatives. Those are very important. Now, plugging the appropriate values into the midpoint formula and solving, we yield the following results. Now once again, in Google Earth, we can type this into the top left-hand corner of the screen. Always remember, they want you to put the y value first and the x value second. After plugging in the value, hit enter, and Google Earth once again transports us to an amazing location with a spectacular view. Now, once we're here, we can see another pond that has been built in the form of a man raising his hands. The surrounding trees will provide you a scale on how large this man-made pond really is. What an amazing view, amazing photo located in Google Earth. Now, it's your turn to have some fun. Solve the following. Find the midpoint of these two graphical locations. You will find something amazing sketched out in the field of this location. A good tip to keep in mind that when you are solving these midpoints, if you end up solving the midpoint and type it into Google Earth and seeing nothing of interest, then check your solving process of the problem and see if you made an error. You know when you found the correct midpoint when you find the interesting photo that you really want to see. Once you solve this problem, move on to the following problem. Find the midpoint of the following. Once you find the midpoint and take this into Google Earth, it should transport you to a parking lot. But this is not any ordinary parking lot. There is something parked in the bottom left of the parking lot that makes your mind boggle a bit. I'm sure you're anxious to solve this midpoint and see what fascinating view we have in store for you. You will be amazed. So fun. So have fun calculating these midpoints and viewing these amazing locations on Google Earth. Thank you.